Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrayManPrepping. It's time for Tactical Tuesday, and we're covering tactics and more tonight because tonight's topic is food processing skills. And how's everybody doing out there? All right, let me pop over here to the comments because I know I see a couple that I missed that just came in. All right, so first one in tonight was Walt Rogers. Because those that don't know, Walt's a deputy sheriff who works out on a ranch, his parents' ranch. And so he says they process a lot of different types of food out there. Walt, they raise cattle, they raise pigs, they hunt deer and elk, and they have a huge garden up there. So, yeah, that's what he's talking about. And Phelan comes right back in and taps on there, too. I don't know if everybody saw it. And it's so true. So many skills have been lost since 1900. Many were taught as part of the growing up process that has been eliminated by schools, where they say you got to sit there and be still and listen and regurgitate what they tell you. And then he says he has so much to learn. We all have so much to learn. All right, next one in was Marshmallow Man, and he's been a channel member for 6 months. Then Suzanne Gallet showed up, followed by Sue Me, Kaylin Strain. Kaylin's been a member for 18 months. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights came in, and I kicked out 5 memberships. And let's see, Northern Girl Hobbies is here. Shawnee's in here, and Shawnee's, this is the first I've seen anybody say that they got 3 ads. I'm hoping they were short ads. And Kaylin said that she gets 1 or 2. If she gets 2, she can usually skip the second one. Yeah, usually the first one is, anywhere from 10 seconds to 45 seconds. So you can skip the second one. But that's one of the reasons I played a 5-minute countdown was for the ads. So, you can sit there and let the ads play while you chat with people in the side chat. All right, next one in was Diana 2. And then Joseph Moore, Utah Mike came in. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. If it's a family farm, there's been many of the quote laws that have been struck down because it's a family thing. But yeah, schools interfere with it during the school year. That's why, a lot of these stupid politicians try, we want to go year-round school, and you get more 1-week breaks here, there, and everything else. Yeah, no, there's too many agricultural people that say they'll flip their finger off to that and just go to homeschooling. In fact, a lot of ranchers are doing homeschooling. Ranchers, farmers, and stuff are doing homeschooling because they need to teach the skills to keep the ranch, the farm going. Oh, here's Mark. Hey, Mark. To keep the ranch, and I froze. To keep the ranch and farms going, because there's stuff going on. A lot depending on what state you're in. Growing season goes on constantly. Penmanship 10 years ago. I know when I was working for the county sheriff, they had a hard time telling all the deputies, you will print capital block letters, no cursive on reports, because some people's cursive looked like a doctor's signature and no one could read it. And when I went to work for Homeland Security, that was one of the things we had to hammer into everybody coming in. Hey, sorry, federal forms, capital block letters only, no cursive. And we returned a lot of stuff to people saying, hey, no, capital block letters, because people's cursive gets so weird and wonky you can't read it.
That's how you keep people from stealing your car. It's a stick shift to write the directions on how to drive it in cursive. They'll never steal it.
Yeah. All righty. So tonight's topic blew up on me. I was just going to aim this at preppers and maybe a few homesteaders, but mainly at preppers. Preppers, pull your head out of your butts and learn some skills. Because I've seen several channels and several reels talking about the videos on, which are the videos on Facebook, where they're talking about, oh yeah, I got this, and I can drop a deer at 1,500 yards and everything else. And I watched it. It was funny. Did someone make a comment? Well, once you drop the deer, do you know what to do with it? And next thing you know, that comment would disappear. And I'm just laughing my butt off. And because that person knows nothing about hunting, otherwise they would have answered it. Yes, I know how to gut it, skin it, and do all the rest of the stuff to it. But they delete those questions because they don't know how. Double Dog, how's it going?
Yeah, they know how to drop it and maybe gut it, but then they take it to their buddy to do all the processing for them.
Mm-hmm. Or they try, or they if depending on what part of the country they're in, they take it to a butcher shop that is still allowed to do game.
Yep.
I know California has really has passed some stupid laws because there were a lot of butcher shops that would process. You bring in your pig, they do it. You bring in your cow, they do it. You bring in your lamb, they do it. You bring in a deer. Oh, we can't do it now. The state says we can't because that's
wild game.
Wild.
We can't touch that. Yeah. Oh, hunting season in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
About a week before hunting season hits, all the signs go up. We butcher deer. We butcher deer. I mean, every one of them.
Yeah. Like I said, California, and I would be willing to bet that Oregon and Washington are following suit, as well as New York. But of course, New York might have a harder time since there's a longer tradition of hunting there. But yeah. And that's something I totally spaced on, folks. I'm fish. I totally spaced on.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, I added more stuff sitting here. That's how I kicked off a couple minutes late. I was adding more stuff to the slideshow here, as it's like, oh crap, I forgot that. Oh crap, I forgot that. I know a lot of shit. There's so much shit in my brains, I forget stuff.
Yeah, when I would go fishing up camping, I brought a 5-gallon bucket with me, filled it up with stream water. I caught the fish. Sometimes they eat the hook. Guess what? They swam around in my bucket for 2 hours with a hook in their mouth. I get my hook back, but I would take them back to the campsite, and I'm not going to get into the gory details and the really mean things I did to one of my daughters, but I'd clean it and it'd go right on. And it went from flopping to fire in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. At Scout Camp for the fishing merit badge, and this is why about half the scouts don't do the fishing or fly fishing merit badge. Once they caught it, they got to cook it. And so some of the older scouts would, in our troop would take the younger ones out. Okay, you're going to learn how to do this, and you're not going to do it once as required by the merit badge. You're going to catch 5 fish, and you're going to do it 5 times, so you have it down pat. Teresa Buchanan's in here. Welcome. All right, so let's get on with this here. This is going to be a long one. In fact, I've already scheduled the continuation of this over on Camp Pat
and your
Camp Pat Family Compound in, where did I put it at? The first Friday in September. We're going to pick up off of this, rehash a little bit, and continue on because we're not going to be able to finish this in an hour tonight, folks. I don't see any way of doing it. There's a lot of information, and it's just so. While I was listening to this, I had flashbacks to my grandmother talking to me, my younger brother, my older brother, and my sister when we were squirts. In the early 60s, about what her life was on the farm/ranch up in the Panhandle, up by Coeur d'Alene, or not the Panhandle, the finger, giving the finger to Canada, pointing at Canada. Anyways, out there learning how to hunt, how to forage. And that's why I added forage to the list, because I forgot to put forage on there. All right, so let's get at this here. And boom, there we go. I also sent the link off to Tammy and Courtney in case they want to come up here. Took by V, welcome. Yeah, better than nothing. And besides the videos, I'm going to touch on here near the end here if I remember. There are some great books as well. And I got the one for the beef. I don't have the one yet. Waiting for the price to drop a little bit more for the that covers pigs, lambs, pigs, sheep, goats, birds, rabbits, and stuff like that.
Just don't try the golf ball trick with a deer. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I first learned on one of our steers we had. All right, so let's go over here. So what types of foods do you process? And I have up there vegetables, fruits, nuts, meats, and grains. Can anybody think of another type of food? I think I covered the general categories.
What about the Donner Party?
That's underneath.
It's under vegetables, isn't it? Oh wait, no, that's Biden. Sorry.
Yeah, that's your politicians. All right. And so I think I covered I got everything covered here. And the reason I tried to color code this a little bit, and you'll see why, and it gets kind of funny. But all right, so the next one here is, so what ways do you process foods? Well, you for the vegetables, fruits, and nuts, you start by picking them. That's the first part of the process. Pick it when it's ready.
Nah, first part is grow it, then pick it.
Well, it depends where you're picking it from.
Oh, true.
All right, meats. Well, you go the same thing like you said. You grow it or you hunt it, but then you butcher it. That's the first step of it is butchering it and getting it, dressed out. Grains, you reap the grains. That's a technical term for the step, but then people call it harvesting. But harvesting, can be broken up in different things. And then I toss forage in there. And then the next thing is, all right, cooking. Now, the vegetables are cooking. The fruits are that. I changed the colors on the fruits and the nuts here. And so you got, cooking, canning, freezing, freeze drying, dehydrating, blanching. Oh, that's just vegetables, as far as I know. Salting, smoking, and vacuum sealing. And
you forgot fermenting and pickling.
Okay, there are some ones I forgot right there. Fermenting and pickling. Yes, making pickles, or in my case, sweet relish. I love that. And making sauerkraut and some of the other things you ferment as well. So there are some more things that I need to add to the list here for next time. Hey, what's on the side chat here?
I'm probably going to get rained on and thundered on here in about 15 minutes. I can hear it coming, which is great. I don't have to water my tomatoes, but I just picked 20 pounds right before the show, and I got probably another 60 or 80 coming out of my plants. And
several half pans of blueberries. Oh, cool. Yeah, thrashing is one of the things. Thrashing is part of it. I forgot to put thrashing in there. Thank you, Kaylin. Thrashing, and then there's also gleaning the fields after you've gone through and after you've reaped it. You go through and have to send the kids out there to glean it.
Then you got to mill it. Then you got to mill it and put it to whatever. And
Yeah, there's a whole grains. There's a whole bunch more on grains than what I put it on here, and that's why I decided I'm going to have to do a separate slide just for what you do with grains. Balancing can be used to skins of fruits. That's right. Thank you, Suzanne. Hey, Shenanigans, welcome. Yeah, Cassandra was talking about when we were talking about canning. Even last night, she was talking about removing the skins from certain things, and like the strawberries, removing the top part and stuff, making stuff with the leftovers, the skins from apples and skins from different things. So, last night's on Camp Patton was a pretty good one as well for that. Yeah, making ground meat. So for the meat, you can also making sausage. That should have gone on there as well. Sausage. But then that's why the G is freezing is here. The G, all the G's, you can cook it and then freeze it. You can can it. You can just freeze the raw meat. You can freeze dry the raw meat or the cooked meat. You can dehydrate it and basically making jerky for meat.
Yep.
Yeah, there is, like I said, is anybody getting overwhelmed with the number of skills you need to learn that my grandmother knew that she was born in 1899?
Oh, they had to do everything back then.
Yeah. They had no power, no water in the house. The well pump was outside. The outhouse was outside. Yeah.
So like with steer and that, you can buy a head of steer, have it quote unquote harvested for you. You can have them do pretty much everything you want, and you can have them stop wherever you want. And I have a friend of mine, he has his own big commercial style kitchen, which is my goal. And he'll buy a whole cow and he'll have it gutted, skinned, and quartered, and he brings it all home. And he'll do everything. He'll save a ton of money. Then it only costs him, maybe another 10 cents a pound on the hoof to bring it home. Hey, Tammy. And he'll do it all himself. He'll make all his own roast, grind everything, bones go to broth. And he'll do it all because he's got the space and the place, and he doesn't want a butcher to do it for him, because when a butcher does it, you wouldn't believe how much meat and bones and things you don't get when the butcher does it. Yeah.
And that's one of the things I need to I've learned how to dress out a steer and a deer, but then take it to the butcher to get it butchered. And that's why I got the book, so that we can learn how to do it here. We got neighbors that have offered to help teach us how to do it, come over and work with me, my son-in-law, my daughter, and if my wife at the same time, her too. But there is just so many skills and processing. All right, we should have some more people showing up. Tammy just hooked it up live on her side, so we're going out live on Tammy's side as well.
We're having a small power issue today, so yeah. I don't have the lighting. Sorry, I'll just go with the canner.
Yeah. So I'm going to put that over there off the side so I can save that and hit the watch on that one afterwards. And I nearly forgot to do something here. Banners. Where is it? There we go. Support our panelists as well. Like I said, I've already, as you guys can see, I was spent, going through thinking of every way, and I forgot a bunch of stuff that goes on this list here. There are so many more skills to be able to do everything. And Howie just came in, food forest permaculture. And so there is just so much to do in processing, food. Like I said at the very beginning, for those that have come in afterwards, originally I was going to aim this at the preppers who put out the videos and say, yeah, I can drop a deer at 1,500 yards. But every time someone asks the question in their chats, throws, do you know how to dress it out? Do you know how to process the deer? Do you know how to properly dress it out? Do you know how to do this? And a couple of minutes later, that comment goes, yes. And I need to add fermenting and pickling. Thank you for hitting that again. And so those are two things I'm missing off of here. And that was another one I got to go back and watch the read the chat tomorrow. But so there's going to be so much we're going to be going over here. I'm just starting to get into it here, folks. There's just so much stuff. All right, on Mondays on Camp Pet and Family Compound, we've been covering canning, and when Tammy's not there, Mark and I go over freeze drying. And we're going to be covering on Mondays, probably for the rest of the years, different ways of processing different foods. We'll talk about dehydrating beef.
Like I said, we got to do dehydration here next or at some point.
Yeah,
like
dehydrate exactly.
Turkeys, vegetables, herbs, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much to do and learn, and they don't teach any of this anymore in school.
No.
When I was in high school, this was funny. So I went to high school in Fredonia, Arizona, up on the north rim of the Grand Canyon. When hunting season opened, they took off a week for hunting season / Thanksgiving. And this teachers offered to take students that hadn't been hunting before out hunting, and a parent, if the parent had been hunting, and teach them how to hunt and how to dress out what they got.
Yeah, that was a long time ago there, buddy.
1974, 75.
Yeah.
So 73. Yeah. So sorry. I forgot to take the anti-allergy stuff, and I was out there working with the guys most of the day today. Sula Dean's in the house. Sula Dean, we talked about. Wait, I'll try. Wait, hang on. What is this? I'll go back here. Okay, I want to try some of my pressure beef next. Mm-hmm. So there is just so much stuff. And in the foraging, Howie's the guy to talk to on foraging, as well as Teresa and Lee from Stringfield Ridge Farm. They put out a bunch of videos on foraging back there. Tennessee, I believe it is. So there's just so much here to go that we haven't even touched on here yet. All right, so let's see what the next slide is. What byproducts can you make from all the stuff you are harvesting? And I just threw some things up here. I was filling this slide out, and that's why I started 5 minutes late. I was filling this slide here out. Of course, jams, jellies, preserves, nut butters. You can do almond butter. You can do, if you raise peanuts, you can do peanut butter. You can do all the different types of walnut butter. There's a bunch of different butters, nut butters you can make. And then there are, and I didn't put it on here, then there are the fruit butters as well, which is you got jams, jellies, preserves, and butters. Then you have dairy, and which, dairy being both cow and goat, and yak, if you happen to have a yak, camels. You can milk them. You can separate the cream. You can do ice cream. You can do butter. You can do cheeses. Oh, apple butter. Thank you. That's the one I was thinking of, Kaylin. Apple butter. Howie made blueberry jam yesterday. Sorry, the chat is just flying here now. Oh, man, 100 pounds of foraged berries. I'm actually thinking of doing something naughty. I'm thinking about it. I'm probably not going to do it, but I'd like to get some berries and stuff and go down by the waterfront here over and plant berries down there along the Snake River. Because all the pictures I've seen people showing, there's no berries down there.
That's what I want to do with all my tomato tailings over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Spread them out all over the property and just have this massive tomato forest for no other reason, just to do it. If I get any tomatoes from me, great. If not, I'll be feeding the animals like crazy.
All right. Pickles I've got down. I mean, I've got, in the set here. But chutneys, I've heard chutneys. I'm trying to remember what exactly a chutney is.
Tammy, you're on.
A chutney is jam that you add dried fruits and nuts to.
So it's sort of, and I could be wrong on this, it's sort of on the way from going from jams to becoming, just forgot the word, the Christmas fruitcake.
Fruitcake. It's on the way to being a fruitcake. There's just no cake.
Yes.
Yes, that's it right there.
Yeah. All right. I know I missed something. I gotta go back up and see what else I caught up there. Okay, chutneys. Okay, there we go. Oh, candies. Yes, there's something else. Hard candies that you can make from fruits. And probably some other things too.
What she's saying though is you can use those hard cinnamon candies as a flavoring in like applesauce or other fruits to help preserve it.
All right, Glenn's here. How to garden?
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, he's got. Glenn has put out several videos the last couple of days on mangoes and pineapples and stuff like that. And yeah,
pickling pineapples? That's new to me. I have to look that one up.
And let's see. It's like the birds eating tomatoes and dropping the seeds where they poop. And the same thing with the squirrels and the sunflowers. All right. If I get it up here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. There we go, shenanigans. Something else I totally forgot about processing. From the beefs, from the meats, both, particularly pork. But I've heard you can make soaps from tallow as well. So there's just so much things here. I mean, I know we're just going. I'm pushing it. I was pushing it kind of fast because I figured this was going to drag out for the full time and more. Popsicles or juice popsicles. Yeah, juice. Sugar-free juice popsicles. Do your blend so it's nice and sweet.
Pickled pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza will get you shot around here. Pickled pineapple on pizza will probably get you hung and shot at the same time. That's disgusting.
Hey, there's nothing better than some good Canadian bacon and pineapple on a pizza, on a deep dish pizza.
All right, we're not friends anymore. I got to go.
I just have to say that way we don't have to share pizzas. I can have my own. You can have your own. We're not sharing pizzas.
The interesting thing was we used to get pizzas from Domino's and from Pizza Hut when it was up the street, and we get the coupons in the mail, and we get the large, and we split it, and we get the ham and pineapple on the one side and the pepperoni and salami on the other side. And what was funny is where they kind of met in the middle there. Some of the pepperoni and salami stuff got picked up the pineapple juice. My youngest son, those were the two slices he grabbed the first right off the bat. And he said there's something about the pineapple, a little bit of the pineapple juice on the salami and pepperoni that just brings out its flavor. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Sorry, pizza was not invented in Hawaii.
No, it was invented in the Mediterranean where they didn't have pineapple at the time.
Yeah, they didn't throw fruit on there, but tomatoes are fruit, so that's different. But that's about as far as that went.
I had the world's best pizza in Paris, and it was in a little shop around the corner from where we stayed, and it had barely any sauce on it, barely any cheese on it, tomato slices and sardines, but at least I recognized it as pizza. And it was the world's best at that point because I was really sick and tired of eating everything else that I didn't recognize.
Yeah. Sardines? There were sardines on it?
It was one tomato slice and a sardine across it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So let me tell you, if you can be desperate enough for like recognizable food.
I forgive you.
Okay. Pineapple might not be the worst thing they put on pizza. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I love me some anchovies on my salads, but that's me. Yeah. Love anchovies. Super salty little fishy bits.
Yeah. Anchovies only belong in Caesar salad dressing.
Right.
Anchovies are little though. This fish was like a third of the size of the pizza slice.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sandale. Okay. I'm just seeing who picked up channel members there when I dropped that other 5. All righty. So what else can you guys think of that you can make from milk? Besides what I have listed here.
Yogurt.
Yogurt.
That's a fermentation.
Hang on, let me go.
That's a
the last one. Let me go back here, and I'm going
to fermentation.
Yep. And then we're going to go kefir.
Hang on. G-U-R-T?
Yep.
Okay.
Kefir is K-E-I-F-E-R.
K-E-I-F-E-R?
I believe. Don't quote me. It could be Sutherland. It could be the milk product. I don't know.
Isn't that basically like a poor... Isn't kefir's like a poor man's mozzarella?
No, you can make cheese out of kefir, but it starts out as a yogurt-like drink that has... You use these grains and...
Okay.
You make it into a yogurt with... It's a different culture than actual yogurt, though. A different bacteria.
So that's something that also goes with that, going back here to grains as well.
Oh no, it's not that kind of grain. This is a grain of bacteria.
Oh, a grain. Okay.
It looks like a clear glob of, but it looks like rice clear globs, not like.
Oh, it's like the mother from
vinegar mother, but not. Yeah. It doesn't make a SCOBY. It makes little things that look like little grains. Yeah.
Now there's interesting thing in some of the videos I've been watching and the reels especially. There are 2 types of ancient pre 1865 grains. 1865 the year, when wheat used to grow, 5, 6, 7 feet tall. And it was the wheat berries were very, very easily digested, and you didn't have all this byproduct from it, because the gluten was low.
That was before man got involved. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, see, man's been involved, but a different way.
Yeah.
We got these couple scientists here in America getting involved in it, and that's the problem. But the gluten was very easily digested. Some of the other enzymes and stuff in it were easily digested. Now you practically have to have a cast iron stomach to do it without suddenly coming up with an allergy to gluten or an allergy to the bran or the allergy to different parts of the wheat, which didn't exist before the Civil War. But I found two different, and I forgot to write the second one down. The first one is a type of wheat begins with an E. And
Einkorn.
Yep, that's it. That's it right there.
Einkhorne.
All right.
That's pretty much the most.
And then there's another one that was started with an A that I just saw on a video yesterday, but I had grandkids come storming in at the time, and I forgot to save that across.
I was gonna say Calmut, Calmut is another one that's ancient in form of beef.
Both of those I did check. You can buy those online, and you can get a 1 pound package or a 5 pound package, or a 25 pound bag of the wheat berries. Or
you can order them online from Azure Standard, and they're 100% organic grown, and yes. They're not cheap, but they are very readily available and will be shipped right to your house now. You don't even have to go to a pickup zone anymore. Yeah. Azure Standard does farm to house.
All right. Thank you, Lee. That's the other wheat. And that's the thing is these wheats, they've made bread from these wheats and given it to kids and adults that have gluten allergies, and it didn't bother them at all. So another thing to work on as far as doing your prepping or your homesteading or whatever it is you're doing out there is try growing some of those. If you have enough area to do it, try experimenting growing some of those types of wheat and see how hard it is and see how it can work. And if worse comes to worse, if you have like several 5-gallon buckets full of these type of wheat berries, hey, you can plant those.
You just got to make sure you're not within there's a mileage versus wind velocity.
You don't need to worry
another field that has a different kind of wheat on it.
Yeah. Well, if you're in the city, you don't have to worry about that.
Well,
if you're not here where I'm at, I don't have to worry about it because nobody grows wheat out here.
How much, and there's a number for that. How many square feet of wheat does it take to make one loaf of bread? It's like 400 square feet or something to get enough flour to make a loaf of bread.
It's an astronomical number. It's
ridiculous.
What I'm saying is if you practice and learn how wheat grows in your area, good, bad, and the ugly, and if we go into SHTF or even worse into Tawaki, and everything's bad, then you get all the neighbors to tear up their front lawns and start planting food, and their backyards and start planting food, and then you take over a city park and you turn it into a wheat field. All right, so crap. Hang on, let me pull something up here real quick. I'm doing behind the scenes here. Bring up my Facebook.
How come they call it almond milk?
Oh no,
because they found the teats on the almond and they milked it.
Tammy knows where I'm going with. Okay, I won't say it.
No. Don't go there.
Where'd it go? Okay, let me try this.
Ever try to milk an almond? No, I'm just kidding.
There it is. All right. So here it is. Let me go. I'm putting a link in here specifically for Duke by V and anybody else. This is the Azure Standards Facebook link, and from there you can go to find their stuff. And they always talk about it has some good information coming out on the on some of their stuff, on Facebook. So there's the link there, and I think I pretty much can hit save on that. So I save that and get us up here. And I need to pull some other stuff around here for you guys. So, all right. So here's Azure's Azure Standard stuff. August sale flyers out. They got all sorts of cool stuff posts going out here. So, yeah. Yes, I am following them. Thanks to Tammy.
And I receive nothing from them. I don't get anything from them. I'm not.
Neither do I.
You know, just saying that for Facebook. I do have, can I give everybody a code though? I do have something that I do get a little bit from that I'd like to share.
Hang on, I'll throw it up here because I saw both of them there. Let me duplicate and go back and
just in case anybody does want something in August.
Yeah, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Okay, you didn't pin it.
I thought, well, I did in Rebel.
I'm looking at Rebels. It's not showing.
Not vegan. Oh no. And I can't do it on my phone.
Ah, found it.
Okay.
It was pinned small. You have to expand it to see it.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So, that's Fakebook's problem.
Yeah.
All right. So here it is. Save 20% from Superb. And let me drop that link in.
Yep. Took by V. Azure Standard, you can now have mail straight to you. You don't have to do the drops if you don't want to. You can now have it direct ship to you.
All right, there you go.
Yes. So in August, if you use the code Rebel Harvest 20, you save 20% on jars and lids if you order straight from the company.
Yeah. So, all right, what's the other thing I wanted to bring up? Oh, I know what the other thing I needed to bring up here. So, talking about books, and I got something to bring up two things here. This is I still got it open over here. Got to go to the other channel side over here, and it is okay. Yeah. All right. So, if you Google search homestead food processing. Is that right? Is that all I put in there? Skills. So let's see how this comes up here. So that's what I put in there, and I hit enter, and then I do images. And why is it not showing it here? Oh, that's why I forgot to put books at the end. There's a whole mess of processing different foods, chickens, vegetables, rabbits, a lot of stuff, milk, everything. You got all sorts of information here on it. So I just took it to the images. So, and you click on an image and you can visit the page. You can go visit the page. So that's what I put on there. Now, the other thing, I'm going to go up here, wish list, books. So we got meals in a jar, batching tailors, water bathing, bread science. But these two books here, the butchering beef and butchering poultry, rabbit, lamb, goat, and pork. Oh, wow. And this dropped 21%. The beef one did. So it's now, but these are some of the books processing meats that you might be interested in. There's probably one on processing. I'll go ahead and drop the links for these for you guys. If anybody's interested in these are both by Adam Danforth, and I love it. This is the beef one, and this is the rabbit poultry one. So you got the beef and the rabbit, poultry, lamb, and stuff there. So you got the links to those, but there is a lot of books that you need to add to your prepper library or your homesteading library, or if you're like Uncle Al, your survivalist library. And there's just so much to do. All right, Glenn, take care. LDS story, yeah. So there are, like I said, there are plenty of books and stuff here on harvesting, processing, and doing a lot of the stuff we may soon wind up having to do if history repeats itself. And the thing is, though, looking at timelines and stuff, it may not happen where I need to do it, but I need to learn it so I can teach my kids how to do it, and their spouses how to do it, and then also my nieces and nephews and their spouses and their kids how to do it. Because this is one of those sets of skill, expansive set of skills that is going to mean whether or not a lot of people survive or not. And what scares me the most about some of this, when I was working at Homeland Security, this was one of the factors we did not take into consideration for SHTF or Tawaki event and the die-off rate. We wasn't taken into enough. They just kind of mentioned, well, people don't know how to garden. And that was all that was mentioned as far as calculating how many people would die off in a total Tawaki situation where there is no food coming from the farms, no more petroleum fuels being made, no more any of that stuff. And back then it was they rated as 80 to 95%. Taking this into account, I think it's going to be more like 90 to 97%. So get caught by ads, switching channels. All right, Diana. And so there's a lot of things to do. Now, like I said, I got this on the schedule. We're going to revisit this topic with more information in it. And I'm going to be coordinating with Tammy and Mark here on it for September, Friday night on the homestead, September 6th, which is 1 month from today. We're going to revisit it over on Camp Patton. So hopefully I'll get more. Maybe I get Courtney to come up here, and I'm going to try to get talk to Lee and Teresa at Stringfield Ridge Farms and see if they might be interested to come over for a little collaboration on this as well. But there's just so much stuff to do that we don't have the skills for, and that's one of the things that scares me. It's just that we've been taught to be dumb in our modern school system. All right. What time is it here? All right. So it's 5 minutes of. Lee is going to be going live. Let me go ahead and drop the link, that thing out there. And check and see if I can bring up the link for his live stream coming up here. And there it is. So they're going over Chapter 11, bugging out on Cold War Preppers channel here in about 6-7 minutes. And here's the link to Cold War Prepper. That's the link for tonight's live stream. Unfortunately, if you're on Tammy's, you're not going to see it. So I'm going to show it up here real quick so you can, if you can write it down, you can look up Cold War Prepper, and it should be up here, coming up here shortly. So you can go over there and look at it. And that's what the thumbnail for it looks like. And Shenanigans just topped over there. Woo! All right, everyone. Remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill or 2 new skills every month. And work on growing, expanding, and still growing your garden. You can still put in a fall garden. All right? All right, everyone. Take care.
Have a good night.
Now we'll see how long it takes.